All right, so this is the very first video that I'm going to be posting, and essentially what we're going to be talking about is my next milestone. I think a good place for us to start, or for me to start in creating these videos, is kind of set the tone of where I currently am, what my next milestone is, and then from there I can kind of continue talking about random shit as they pop up. I've got a lot of ideas that I want to put across. Just as a pre-frame and like what you are to expect as a viewer of what it is that I'm doing here. Like, this is not going to be, I'm not going to be creating content for the algorithm. I'm not going to be following the rules of like what is going to appeal to most people, i.e. short form fucking algorithm based content, under 1 minute videos. It's just going to be raw. I'm going to be putting a very, very little effort into editing and trying to make it look fancy and shit. Like right now, I'm literally just using Loom. Thankfully, I have a decent camera and a good microphone, so at least visuals and audio is going to be decent. But like, this is essentially how my majority of my videos are going to be like. So, we're going to get into it. So my plan this is going to be my plan to reach my next milestone. And this is like the next 3 phases. So my next milestone inside of business is essentially to get myself to, or get us, I should say us, my wife included, to 50K per month in recurring revenue without the need for doing any check-ins myself. So currently I have 35 clients that are currently doing one-on-one check-ins with me. This is equal to about 6 hours worth of work. And this is also spread out over 2 days. So I do check-ins every Monday and Tuesday. So 3 hours each day. Now, it might not sound like a lot, and I could probably just go for the rest of my life living like this, because it does provide a lot of flexibility and freedom inside of my life, as you can imagine, only needing to work 6 hours per week to dedicated kind of working in the business. But I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been doing this for going on 9 years now, and it's just time for me to kind of move on to the next thing, right? And the next thing is going to be really focusing and allocating my time and attention towards actually growing the business, doing all of that kind of stuff. So because I have 35 clients, and we need to get to 50K per month, we're currently doing 45K per month in recurring revenue. This means we need to replace all of my clients and get some. Okay. So, the clients that we're going to be, this means that we need to see, this is like a really good example of like how these videos are going to go. Like, I'm going to fuck up and I'm going to like make mistakes, and I'm just going to fucking roll with it. Like, I'm not going to go in, I'm not going to try and edit this out. It's just, this is me, this is raw, this is exactly how I'm going to be showing up. So this means we need to replace the number of clients that I have with new clients under Kieran. Now, Kieran is my success coach. Kieran is like the most amazing fucking, like, I am so grateful and so blessed to have Kieran on my team. He's just like the fucking man. Anyways, so this essentially means that we need more clients. So we actually need to get more clients. Now, I could probably hustle my balls off and sign up 35 clients plus more, maybe 40 clients in the next 3 months if I actually wanted to. But I have one rule that I actually want to stick to, and that is, as I kind of achieve this milestone, I do not want to work more than 20 hours per week. Like, I just don't want to. I think the whole idea of starting a business and having your own business is like, and literally just up until this year, right? I'm going to be completely honest. Up until this year, this was, the reason why I went into business is because I didn't want to work for someone. Cool. Achieved that. Now I work for myself. Fantastic. But what ended up happening is I just created a business. I just created a job for myself. And so I was working, like 12, 15 hours per day, every single day. And I was like, surely this isn't life, right? And as of recent, I've started to kind of implement these type of rules into my life, and like now I just really love life right now. And I have so much flexibility. I have so much time to do the things that I actually want to do. I get to travel. I get to, spend time with my wife. I get to spend time with my baby dog. And, so that's my rule. I do not want to work more than 20 hours per week. So that means I can't hustle, which also means that I need to now be very strategic with where I allocate my time. And I need to ensure that where I am allocating and putting my time, it needs to be focused on the right things. And it needs to be focused on things that are actually going to push the needle forward in terms of getting us closer to the goal. So we've kind of been doing a lot of brainstorming on how we're going to go through with this, what the game plan is. And we've come up with a bunch of projects that we need to kind of finish and finalize for us to be in a position where we can scale and bring on more clients. And I just want to kind of say a quick disclaimer. Everything that I'm doing, I don't know, right? I don't know if it's the right thing to be doing. I don't know if it's going to work. I have a feeling it's going to work, but it's the game plan that we come up with, and we're just going to see it through. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll reflect, reiterate, and try something else. So we've split up all of the projects into 3 phases. And when I say phase, I mean like I'm referring to like time, right? So phase 1, and this is now, what we've got, or what we need to do, is we need to build out a new curriculum. So the curriculum is going to be a series of learning modules that the clients are going to go through. We already have a pretty decent curriculum, but I feel like I've become better at talking on camera. Maybe not. You can be the judge of that. But I feel like I've become better at talking on camera. I feel like I've been able to go deeper on the concepts that I want to share with with our clients. And I feel like I've, since I created the curriculum a while ago, I've been able to further improve the way that I articulate the message. So the way that we're going to be providing the curriculum is we're actually going to be moving across to school. We currently have our private community in Facebook, and we're going to be moving everyone across to school because school also has obviously the community side of things, but on top of it, it has a classroom. And we've split our curriculum into 3 phases. Phase 1 is the cut. Phase 2 is a composition lock-in, and then phase 3 is the lean build. And I'm going to develop curriculum content all around the cut, all around the composition lock-in phase, like everything that they need to know, perspective, mindset, everything like that, and then also going into a lean build. So that is something that I'm going to be working on very, very soon. The next one is going to be building out the recipe library. Now, this is actually AJ's job. She has taken full ownership, but we have a recipe library. Just quickly show you, we have all of these recipes. Like, we have so many recipes. Now, all of these recipes came from BBB, which is Boss Beauty Bodies. Now, this is the other business venture that we almost went down, but we decided to create a massive recipe library for the type of clients that we were thinking we were going to work with this new coaching business that we didn't actually go through with. And as we're essentially going to be kind of building off the back end of this, right? The problem and the reason why we need to keep adding new recipes to this, we could probably just launch with as is, but a lot of the recipes, like, let me just open this up. A lot of the recipes, while that loads, I'll just kind of stay on this screen. A lot of the recipes the macros aren't going to be the most ideal, because we typically, for our guys, we typically like to have fats relatively low, and then protein really high, and then carbs like moderately high as well, depending on their caloric prescription. But a lot of these are, pretty high in fat. So you can see here, we've got the image, we've got how long it takes to prep, how long it takes to cook, how many serves it's for, the actual ingredients, the instructions, and then we've got a video for every single one. So we're going to continue to add to this. And but the type of food that we're going to be, or the recipes and we're going to be adding to the library is going to literally be specific to a cut and commit type of client, right? So high protein, low fat, good amount of carbs, boom. So that's just going to be an ongoing thing. We have committed ourselves to recording, I think, one to two recipes per week, and we'll just keep adding and adding and adding. The next one, and I'm actually going to be starting this literally today as I'm recording this video right now, I'm going to be attempting to film the mini VSL. Now, a mini VSL is a short video sales letter, right? If you don't already know what that is. Now, essentially, it's just going to be a video of me talking about the cut and commit, what it is that we do, who it's for, who it's not for, blah, blah, blah. I've got a bunch of slides that I've already kind of created for it. And I'm essentially just going to create a really raw, unedited video similar to this one, video talking about what it is that we do, who I am, what the cut and commit is, who it's for, who it's not for, what we do, how we do it. And I've just got like a bunch of slides that I'm going to kind of walk everyone through. So that is my job for today. Hopefully I can record it in one take. Like, I really do want this to be like, when I record this mini VSL, I want it to be in one take without the need for me to like cut and edit shit out. I think the most I'll do is like cut out like long pauses and shit to keep the engagement somewhat there. But the reason why I want to kind of do it in one take and like not scripted or anything like that is because I feel like if you can bring that level of raw and real to the viewer, it gives the viewer a higher opportunity to kind of connect with you on a deeper level. And I feel like the more you can connect with people, the higher level of trust that you can convey. So, well, that's just what I think and believe anyways. Again, you're going to be watching this and you can be the judge of that. And then the last thing, which has already been done, which I'm really, really happy about, is which is onboarding the program developer. Now, for the longest time, my brother, Ethan, has been helping me with doing client programs, but it's time for him to kind of move on and do his own thing now. And so what we've done is we've actually moved this role onto Kieran as well. So he's also going to be doing client check-ins plus programs, which I feel like is a lot better because he's going to have direct, obviously, communication with every single client. And so he's going to be able to better learn and understand the client needs. At the moment, it was kind of like a lot of kind of the client needs this, blah, 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 to Ethan. And then he'd try his best to kind of create programs and would go back to the client. There was just a lot of back and forth. So I think by doing this and kind of giving the role to Kieran, it's going to be a lot better in terms of like program development. Now, what I needed to do in order to get Kieran set up and ready to actually onboard as the program developer is I needed to go through and create a bunch of SOPs. Now, if you don't already... So like, I mean, what I would say, this is our SOP library. So what you're seeing right now, this is ClickUp, and this is where we manage like all of our tasks and projects and stuff like that. I think I'll do an in-depth video on like everything inside of what it is that we do a little bit later. But like all of these things that you see are literally step-by-step procedures, right? And if there's one thing that I can say right now to you is like, as you create systems and processes inside of your business, I highly recommend taking an extra 5-10 minutes every single time to jot down step by step what it is that you're doing. Because eventually, if you don't already have a VA, eventually you are going to want to hire a VA where you can offload a bunch of shit that you need to do on a repetitive basis to someone else. And I'll just give you like a really quick example. Like this is how to do the initial setup for a new client. And so inside of this is AJ kind of doing her thing here. We've got the purpose, why it's important, who it's for, when it needs to be done. And then we've got video walkthroughs. And then we've got the how in step-by-step process. And so this is so we can literally go, hey, this is how we do this thing. Read this, study it, do it. Anyways, I digress. So again, I needed to go ahead and essentially create SOP library for Kieran so he can learn exactly how we create programs, how the system and the process works, what's going to be expected of him, everything like that. So we can kind of see here like how to create program templates, uploading templates to clients and making adjustments, that kind of stuff. So that's all done, which I'm really, really happy about. Then that brings us on to phase 2. Phase 2, we're going to be creating a lead magnet. So if you don't already know what a lead magnet is, it's essentially something that people can opt into and get. Like, for example, could be like a recipe book, you know, click here, download this recipe book for free, and then in exchange, we'll get your contact details, right? Or at least open up a conversation, right? So we're going to create a lead magnet. We're thinking of creating something. I think the lead magnet we're going to create is like a book, I think. And it's going to be like a guide to rapid fat loss or cut and commit, like essentially like the cut and commit process in a book. That's what we're thinking. So I think that would be really cool. Obviously, that's going to take a bit of time to kind of put together, but AJ is going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting with this one. The next one is going to be launching our email system. So we have currently an email list of like 1,000 people maybe. So there's a lot, but we don't do anything with it. Like they're literally they're just sitting in our database. We don't do anything. We don't send out emails, nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start initiating just some email nurture. We're thinking of, I don't know. I don't know what we're thinking of. Like, but we need to, we want to launch an email system. Okay. So that's part of phase 2. Okay. Again, I just want to reiterate, I don't know if this is the right thing to be doing, but it's the game plan. We're going to see it through. And then phase 3, right? So phase 1 and phase 2, these are like soon. And I believe that just by doing phase 1 and phase 2, we can probably at least replace like all of my clients. Now, when I say replace my clients, it doesn't mean that this doesn't mean that I'm going to be letting go of my clients. Okay. we're not going to be getting new client in and then I say goodbye to one client, because that's just like, I'm personally invested. I'm still very much invested in all of these clients that I'm currently working with. Okay. This is more about having the option to do so if we want, right? So what was I saying? So phase 1, phase 2 is kind of like the nowish. That's going to get us to, I would say, around, I don't know what it's going to get us to in monthly recurring revenue, because I'm still going to be holding on to my 35 clients, but it's going to be getting us pretty fucking, like, I think that's going to get us pretty close. Then phase 3, and this is essentially where what we're going to be using to like scale to the fucking moon, I believe. Phase 3, this is when we're actually going to be delving into paid ads. So we've never, a very, very long time ago when I first started, I did do paid ads, and it was because I signed up to a online coaching, like a mentor, and his whole shtick was paid ads, this, that. I didn't do very well at the time because my skills behind what it is that I provided in terms of service and coaching was just not there. So for essentially, I would say the whole time that we've been running Panda, we have not done paid ads. It's all been organic. So we're actually going to be launching paid ads, and this is going to be top of funnel. So we're going to be doing the type of ads, and I'll create a video going into more depth on exactly what it is that we're doing for this. But as a very quick overview, because I see this video is coming up to 20 minutes, we're going to be doing follower ads. So we're going to be putting out content, and it's going to be like, content about, follow my page. And then on the back end, we're going to be running a retargeting sequence, which is essentially retargeting videos, ads towards our followers. So we put our ad out to get followers, and then we have retargeting ads, because that's going to be quite cheap to retarget ads to our followers. Cool. And then they're kind of like in our world, they're stuck. And that's going to, be essentially where we're up to. So I think that's pretty much all I kind of wanted to talk about in this very first video. So I'm going to get on to filming this mini VSL now. And if you manage to stay to the end of this video, I know it might have been a little boring, but I don't care because it's what I want to talk about. So, but if you did, thank you. And I'll see you in the next video.